All right, sounding helicopter activity is the entity that's monitoring in concert and via LA, excuse me, not LA, but monitoring via helicopter and monitoring in concert with this audible activity creation. Like I said, they're all going to federal prison. The entity is amplifying helicopter activity inside of my apartment. And the leaf blower is audible activity that's occurring in concert. It's not speaking to any suggestions. They're both methods of noise. And the entity is amplifying helicopter activity at the same time. So I want to make sure that you see, because this is criminal presence in the path and activity creation. And the entity that's sounding helicopter activity at the same time that I'm, for example, operating my communication device. This is the United States Postal Service that's monitoring American citizens. I've documented the light source over their so-called United States Postal Service in Ontario. There's no sunrise or sunset that's going to be in LA. The sunset is documented over 123 Hope Boulevard, the United States Postal Service in the evening. This is the entity that's group stalking the demon-possessed population, and that's called stalking in the path, okay? United States Postal Service engaging in a documented sex offense and terrorism, while the entity's activity monitoring in concert with this demon that's maintaining presence and activity creation. I just wanted to document that. This is P.O.C. This is light activity over here. This is what you see, Center for Better Life, and what you see, Center for Better, Access. You saw the same thing. They are stalking in the path in the mornings. When I'm walking downstairs, they're maintaining presence at the driveway for purposes of light activity and crossing path. I've documented the back of this vehicle. They're engaged in of what is demonic activity, and it is serving for the state surveillance. Silver Lake, ADHC, Adult Day Healthcare. That's vehicle number 3, California 44825, I believe. This is the pattern of conduct, and the entity was amplifying helicopter activity, and they're monitoring in concert with the entity that's maintaining activity on the grounds, doing so using vehicles. This is an engineered environment, and this is massive surveillance that they're engaging in together. So I want to make sure that you are want to document that brand. And this is, again, light activity while the demon is driving this vehicle and crossing path, coming onto the ground to create more activity creation, and doing so in concert with the minions that already live here, okay? While I am documenting, opening my window up again to capture the entity that's stalking by helicopter. Coming onto the grounds, they come onto the grounds. I've captured them in still images at this driveway entrance. Again, that's what Tiffany Cherez and Maria Solis Alvarez and Carla Lopez were engaging in, lying in wait conduct, very demonic and psychotic. This is stalking though, group stalking. And the entity is monitoring while they're sitting in their vehicles this morning. This is what the entity is doing, maintaining presence in the path and light activity. They're doing so on Alvarado, and that via ADHC, the Adult Day Healthcare, they are documented already coming onto the grounds, stalking in the path in the morning. They're a method of light activity. I've captured that vehicle before. They're coming onto the grounds, engaging the criminal elements of monitoring, coming and picking up a group stalker coming up and picking up a group stalker. The group stalker that are engaging in what is, focus on what I'm doing. I'm picking up an aged person who's on a cane. I'm doing good. No, they're monitoring in concert with the corrupt state that's using helicopters in the specific environment. And they're demon possessed as well, engaging in the ongoing cyclical method of the elements of monitoring, light activity and relevant positioning. All right, so I want to make sure I document that. It's 1:26 p.m. This is a sex offense. Maria Solis Alvarez crossing path. The entity coming onto the grounds. All of these vehicles, this is traffic. It's light activity and relevant positioning. And then this demon-possessed entity, it's psychotic. They continue to just engage in what is activity creation on an ongoing basis, and a demon-possessed population is doing so. And this is the malicious guise under which group stalking is occurring. And they're targeting one person together while you are on the surface looking at what's just traffic, people going in, just not even necessarily connected, but they're all connected in that specific environment. And they're all demons that are connected, because everything that they're doing as they do it, it's pursuant to real-time demonic knowledge of what I'm doing inside of a private space, what the target individual is doing, and you know that based on the specific environment that they're in. Okay, that's articulating the malice of the demon-possessed entity, the state of California that is engaging in what is a demonic targeting system. Monitoring, which is what group stalking is, the demon-possessed are monitoring. People with a demonic spirit over them are monitoring. Okay, they're monitoring, and that's how you're understanding the 3 elements of monitoring are occurring on an ongoing basis, pursuant to what I'm doing as I do it, wherever it is that I'm at. That's where that activity is centered on. That's why you have the light source rising and setting over me. That's why you have the light source that's covered up, and at any moment in the day, it arrives directly over my head. Okay, that's why you have engineered light as I capture on my ceiling. Okay, where that would never be light activity. It's not on my ceiling right now. I've already documented that. That's what you would never have sunlight appearing inside of your apartment, creating magnification of light, seeing the leaves on the trees appearing at a distance inside of my apartment through magnified light, and the blinds are closed. That's never naturally occurring. So this is what you're understanding. This is demonic pacing. They're walking next to each other, crossing paths, moving all around, and this is demonic pacing on both sides, doing it both on foot and in vehicles, and doing it on traffic. And so is the United States Postal Service, who are engaged in surveillance, while a demon is maintaining presence by delivering the mail in the path in the specific environment. Okay? Again, I just want to make sure I document ongoing surveillance, and this is a sex offense that all 59 units are going to be prosecuted for. The entity that's driving onto the property in the gold vehicle, whether or not that's a resident, I surmise that is 1806 number 3. That is Lopez Banos. Group stalking, maintaining presence, ready at the drop of a dime as I open up my window and start documenting to drive off. Whether that's a resident or a third party, I want you to pay attention to crossing path and line activity by USPS. All right, documented group stalking under the light source and engineered light in concert with LAPD. It is not different. It's not distinct. It's the same exact P.O.C. You're talking about a demon-possessed person that's wearing a USPS uniform, okay? And as I walk over toward the mailbox, as I documented where is that light source, it remains over my head in the presence of a third party and or that's actually a state actor, and they're delivering the mail, which is presence and activity creation. It's the P.O.C. But nonetheless, I want you to, I'm going to document this impunity is attributed to the entity that I do know by social security number, name, image, and captured on video. They're all going to federal prison. This is documentation of impunity by a whole entity, and they're engaging in what is ongoing terrorism in the workplace, okay? Crossing a path light activity, 18044. Crossing a path light activity, 18022. Crossing a path in concert with these demons that are pacing in and out, Jose and Sons. This is audible activity. This is light activity. This is demonic pacing. 1803. Him and his children are going to federal prison. And his teenage son, who's 13, is going to be prosecuted as a group stalker. Okay? And they're monitoring right now. So you're looking at one iteration after another, engaging in the P.O.C. That's the adult daughter. She's 18. She's going to federal prison. She's being a sex offender right now is what you're witnessing. And her parents are engaged in that sex offense together with knowledge in the specific environment. And you're looking at what is not an accidental maintenance of the environment. It's the ongoing deliberate engagement in the elements of monitoring on a ceaseless basis. And they are pacing up and down Alvarado. Okay. Maria Solis Alvarez is engaging in what is walking back and forth. She's going to engaging in what is crossing a path conduct. Okay, this is what they're all doing, but I just want to point that out. That's an employee of speaker companies. That's group stalking in concert with the people of the state that live at the venue. Both of those are grounds of federal prison. The employees of speaker companies and the people of the state living at the crime scene going to federal prison. That's 9DKF 154, routinely documented group stalking, both under the light source, engaged in criminal summoning, systematically here engaging in group stalking in concert with Roger Chu and Lisa Chu. They're going to federal prison and then they're going to be deported. Okay, the entity's just having a field day right now, just repeatedly crossing path. Their license plate is thereby memorized. If that's what you want, they're going to federal prison. The federal government will find out who that is. And as I've captured them on more than one occasion, and the entity's engaged in what is a sex offense right now. 9DKF 194 again, heavily documented, engaged in group stalking. Okay. And this is them engaging in a sex offense. And when they are molesting me with engineered light, it's also a sex offense. Okay, Roger Chu's going to federal prison. Lisa Chu's going to federal prison. And they're engaged in criminal conduct while third parties come onto the grounds to engage in that pattern of conduct with them. All right, it is currently, again, 1:32 p.m. This is P.O.C. documenting the ongoing maintenance of elements while demons are coming onto the grounds, engaging in the 3 elements of monitoring, repeatedly crossing path, which is demonic pacing as one after another does so. And this is maintaining activity over here. Jose and Sons, they're using leaf blowers. This is audible activity pacing around the vehicles or light activity, and it's also pacing on Alvarado. So I just want to make sure you're looking at the ongoing maintenance of elements that are underway while I'm showing you what the demon possessed are doing and in the specific environment. Covering up the light source is no deviation from the specific environment. They're maintaining it as I'm pointing out the elements of monitoring. They're also doing it in concert with the LAPD. This is a demon-possessed workforce that's engaged in state surveillance, monitoring through their activity creation, sitting around in a helicopter that they just amplified moments ago, but also sitting around in a helicopter monitoring while the entity, the demon-possessed population, is surrounding me with ongoing activity. Okay? It's P.O.C. It's 1:32 p.m.